morning. How are y'all doing? Hope you're having an awesome day. Having my first cup. So it's a good time to sit and talk about what I wanted to discuss today here at Tex Talks, which is systems. Now, in this particular case, I'll probably be talking more about family systems, but this can be applied to a lot of other systems, if you will, to give you a basic understanding first of what the system is doing, why it's doing it. There's a thing that scientists and medical professionals use called homeostasis, this word. This word means things trying to keep things the same in equilibrium. Easiest example would be like if you take a bucket and you dip into a water or stream, a bathtub, and you pull a bucket out. The system itself immediately fills it in, and it does that to maintain equilibrium, to keep the pressure the same over the whole system. It wants to do that. It's just the way that things work. Your body, you have your blood flowing. Your blood flows to your brain, takes oxygen, food, so that the brain is happy and it's at least it thinks it's in control. There's a couple of jokes on that one. And what it does is when it's not getting that, it sends a message through its various systems down to the heart, beat faster to give me this. So what will happen is if you cut yourself really bad, car accident, you've seen someone, have a major accident, they're bleeding, they're going to stop the bleeding. The brain doesn't know. It may somewhere in the background know, oh, maybe there's a cut, send things to that cut to help you. But its major concern is all of the oxygen and food is going away. The blood is not coming to me. So it sends a message to the heart, beat faster to give that to me, even though that may cause you to bleed faster, which causes you then to have even lower blood pressure, which causes the brain to freak out and send more messages. And you see how it's trying to establish an equilibrium, even if in the process of doing that, it's destroying itself and the system. Now get that one. So desperate to maintain equilibrium that it will destroy itself, unknowingly, of course. And I hate to sound so scary. It happens with families and groups too. A lot of times in families, we know when someone will bring their child in for therapy, and we're taught that you talk to everybody, you'll notice what is called an identified problem. And maybe that identified problem is little Jimmy. Maybe it's Alice. I'll pick on another name. Maybe it's little Buddy. Whoever it is, though, everyone, oh, yeah, he's misbehaving. She's staying out all night, or if she won't quit doing this or stop doing that. And they focus on that problem. And if you're very careful, you can find out that within the system, there are other problems. Sometimes, though, the family has banded together to combat this problem. And in so doing, they form their own little unity, their own little group. And often, even in larger terms, we will be angry at somebody and join with other people to be angry at something that normally these people wouldn't get along together, but because they have a mutual problem, they band together. What will happen is when you take away the problem, and you do this within the family, what happens then is maybe mom and dad have to look at each other and go, wow, we got a lot of issues. We need to work it out. And now the pressure shifts to being on them, and that's uncomfortable. So sometimes unconsciously or consciously, they will fight to keep the system the same. So even though they say, we want you to go to school and do good grades and all these things, they throw little monkey wrenches in the system to mess you up so that things go back to being the same. You'll see in a couple, if one of the couple is actually starting to make progress with their life, their selves, their problems, the other one will pull them back down. I've mentioned before the idea of crabs in a bucket. The idea that if you have a whole lot of crabs in a bucket, none of the crabs get out because one of the crabs starts to get to the top and never seems to fail. One of the other crabs grab that crab, drag it back down in amongst them as it's trying to get out. And so systems within themselves will keep trying to establish homeostasis, maintain this equilibrium, and oftentimes to the detriment of the person who's trying to change, and to the system itself, and to their own self. Because eventually, little Fred's going to grow up and really get hard to handle and really be rough because you didn't get control of the situation when they were younger. Or one day you're an empty nester. Those kids go away. Their problems are going away. And now you have to sit there and look at your partner, your significant other, and it's like, oh shit, now we have to look at each other and talk about each other. Oh my God. And you suddenly realize the problem is what kept the system together. Don't be one of those people. Be an agent of change. Realize within yourself what you're doing to stop other people around you from growing and changing for the better, and work towards making everyone's lives better. That's the trick. Okay. and noticing what you yourself are gaining from the problems within the family, and work hard to establish with that knowledge ways to make everything better for everybody. Okay? So again, grasp the concepts. Systems try to maintain equilibrium, and sometimes, even without knowing it, within that system, you are working to maintain the status quo, even though the status quo, you may complain about parts of it, it's comfortable. And remember, comfort can be dangerous. All right? You have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.